I grew up in Nogales, Arizona. Was born and raised, lived there for all my 18 years until I graduated from high school. We were raised by my grandmother. There were 7 children. She was a very caring, loving individual. She helped everybody that she knew. You know, if you needed help, she was there for you. She taught us to read very young. I learned to read in Spanish, actually. That was a passion, reading and learning, and that was an inspiration from her that she, I think, gave all of us. My goal from, I think, very young, I remember being 5 years old when I said I'm going to be a teacher. And so when I graduated, that's why I left, because in Nogales we didn't have a junior college. Closest was the University of Arizona, but I chose to go to the community college and then go to ASU to complete my studies. In the late 60s, early 70s, when I left Nogales, it was interesting to me to come to school and find out that I was a minority, culturally disadvantaged. It took me aback in knowing that I was somehow different than other people because I was bilingual, bicultural. I think I was born a teacher. When all the other children played doctor and mother and nurses, I was always the teacher.
I met Irene because she was on my interviewing committee. And when she started speaking, I noticed that she had a slight accent, and that's because she's from the border, just like me. And so I was very, very excited and pleased to meet her when I got selected for the position. I found Irene very professional, and she had this passion for the children that she was serving. And she had a real good understanding on how to serve these kids. She's a quiet lady. She's not boisterous. She's one that really focuses on the kids, and she had a wonderful team of people that were assisting her as she provided wonderful opportunities for the children that Mesa Public Schools served. Irene was a pioneer in how she worked with the ESL students because that approach had never happened as far as I know. And by providing these opportunities, the kids mastered and learned the English language quickly. The outcome was successful. The kids learned how to speak English.
Irene was the ELD director when I got into administration, so she has always been a vital part in helping me with our ELD population, which is our English language development students.
Because I was bilingual, bicultural, I felt like I could connect with the parents, the students, and some of the community members that were within the area and were helping to bring the families together. And I found that the children were very successful once you guided them in the right direction, and parents were very willing to come to school, were very willing to go to meetings, were very willing to do things that would benefit their children and would benefit them. Because then I started teaching adult ESL, English to non-English speakers as a night job because there was a need. There was a need for that. So.
The first impression of Irene is, she was so dynamic, and she was a voice for a group of people who maybe don't have a strong voice. So she always did what was right by people and by kids.
I met my husband in Nogales, and we started dating when we were in junior high. And he always encouraged me. He's been, of course, my sounding board, my avid supporter, and forever he's been helping me. I remember my first grade class, I have no artistic ability, and he's a very good artist. So he would draw, and throughout my career, he would draw the animals, for the circus, or he would do the scenery for our plays, and so he was always involved. He was very much part of my teaching. He's been a wonderful support system and always involved with our students. I have received a number of awards and a number of honors, but I always tell this story. I was very honored when my sister, who's younger than I am, said, I would never have become a teacher had you not been a teacher and demonstrated your love for teaching. And she became a wonderful teacher, a master teacher. And I think that was the most moving thing because I made a difference in the life of someone I loved.
I think what made Irene unique is when she came into the classroom and when she met the kids and the teachers, she had this warmth this glow. And she could relate to their experiences because she grew up on the border and truly, truly understood and understands how it is to be a student that's learning a second language. Irene embodies what it is to be a great teacher, and I'm so humbled that I've had the opportunity to work with her.
And I've known Irene over 10 years. She definitely is a trailblazer, and I think for the Latino population, she serves as that voice when they can't speak.
The message that I have for our future is that, never give up. Always encourage yourself to do better, but always encourage and take under your wing someone that you feel you can help, and then guide them to do the very best they can.